Hey everyone, Danielle Fitzpatrick Clark here. And thank you so much for joining me for the Rapid LinkedIn Leads program. So, we're going to talk about your content. This is our level two, and the content is a little bit different for level two. We're going to focus on our hero story today. Now, your hero story can go into an email, it can go into a post. What most matters is just getting the message across. So, I'm going to share with you guys the formula, and of course, download this as well because you're going to want to fill it in. And it gives you just a brief overview of what it looks like to have the hero's journey formula. So here we go. So subject header is how what you did, what you overcame. So that's a subject header that you can use. It also can be used as a first sentence if you want to pull it into a post like for LinkedIn. What you did slash overcame to, and then the positive outcome of what you did or overcame. So we really want to hit home that piece of it and how the ideal client can too. So what it kind of looks like is how I left my soul sucking corporate job to build a six-figure coaching business and how you can too. So that's a really good example of it. I'll just separate the two so you can see. So insert a hook at the beginning that makes it impossible not to read it further. So that alone could be your subject header for a email, or that could be your hook, just depending on how you're using this. For LinkedIn hook, I would put something like that, like this, like how I left my soul sucking corporate job to build a six-figure coaching business, and it could be a dot dot dot, and then underneath that, and how you can too. If you're reading this, then chances are you're in a soul sucking corporate job, right? So, and the best thing is that you can do it for a post, you can do this for an article, like it all works. And it's just really telling people a little bit about you and how you did this and how it can work for them too if they're going through something similar. So, another example of a hook, if you want to use this in an email, is that saying you only get one shot at life. Dot 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 question mark. So that's another good hook example if you don't want to use the title above. The quote that kept going through my head the day I quit my corporate job. Dot 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 dot. So these are really good examples of hooks. Like I said, you can use any of those. And here's the best thing: I'm giving you so many examples that you guys could probably choose a couple different ones, and you could have a couple different variations of your hero's journey. Um, so I want you guys to insert a short hero story and keep it to 2 paragraphs or less. So if you're using this as a post, use it 1 paragraph. So if this is an email, 2 paragraphs, 2 short paragraphs. If it's a post on LinkedIn, then I would go ahead and keep it to 1 paragraph. And then I want you to insert a transition sentence as you move into why this is what your ideal clients needs to do. So here's the example of that piece. So and I don't go into what your short hero's journey is, but I give you guys enough with this piece because you should be able, like, if it's your real hero's journey. So first and foremost, choose a real hero's journey, something that you really believe you overcame and it was the best thing that ever happened to you, even if when you were in it was the worst thing that happened to you. Um, like this, you should know. So, for example, for this one, how I left my soul sucking job, my corporate job, to build a six-figure coaching business. If I decided not to use that as the hook, and I instead use that quote that quote kept going through my head, or the actually, I'm sorry, it's the first one. That saying you only get one shot at life. That quote kept going through my head the day I quit my corporate job. Dot 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 dot. Actually, it's just one sentence. You don't have to separate the two. And so the next thing would be I had just I had just gotten through an awful meeting with my boss, and I had just gotten screamed at, and it seems like that had been the seventh time since Monday, and it was only Tuesday. And I thought to myself, as I was getting screamed at, there's got to be something more than this. Nothing's really worth sitting here every day in, day out, dealing with this. And so what happened was I went to my desk, I sat down on my computer, I called my husband or I called my wife, and I said, could we make it work if I decide to quit my job today? And my spouse replied this. Maybe they replied, no way. Or maybe they replied, we'll make it work, honey. And it doesn't matter however they respond, just go with it. And so based on that answer, I decided that today was the day I was going to quit. So I marched myself back into my boss's office and I said, I'm done. I'm not even going to give you a 2 week notice. I'm just leaving today. And so that was the beginning of a new journey. And I didn't know what I was doing that day, but I knew I was going to be so much better for it. And so that's the hero's journey. And so I leave it like that so that I have a good transition. So I leave room for that transition. So what's an example? And I give you guys the example of the transition. It's like, and here's the thing, if I was able to do this, so can you. Here's how. So that piece that I left it off with transitions beautifully with the example I gave. So the next thing is insert 3 to 5 main points depending on the length of the article or the post that you want and extend onto those in the rest of the body of the content. So pro tip on this one, find a way to position yourself as the go-to expert for your ideal clients. So if you're talking about how you built a six-figure business, a coaching business, and I would put something like here are the, and here's how. The first thing is like get very clear on who you can help and how your past experiences can help them. Two would be um, get yourself a really amazing coach. And if you need one, I actually coach people in this. So that's how you position yourself on that one. And then three could be take daily action for sales, right? So all of this needs to really blend into what it is that you're going to teach them. And those are really simple points. You don't have to make it too long. Um, and then for this one, I use another example. Just you must have conviction, confidence, and clarity, which happens to be the 3 pillars of the first level in my coaching program. So that could be something. This isn't my coaching program, obviously. This is someone else's, but this could actually work in replacement of what I was saying for those 3 points. So this is where you kind of insert the supporting content to the above. Like, why do they need this? So you can insert some supporting content to unique conviction, confidence, and clarity for those bullet points. And then you really want to end this with a strong call to action. So insert a call to action that fits with the overall goals of the article. And the overall goals of the article is that I built a six-figure business. You can build one too. Here's how you jump on a call with me. So so that's kind of your call to action. Jump on a call with me and I'll show you how you can do this for you. So this is just a very simple layout of your hero's journey. It makes a big difference. So this can really bring in those ideal clients very quickly. So go ahead, make it work for you. You've got the layout. Now you just have to have the content.